Boa tarde, good afternoon. I'm in Portugal, which you may already know or not, depending on what order I put up any videos that I take. I am in Amarante,
which should be pronounced Amarante.
which is the town that I'm really interested in exploring on this trip, and it's right on the river, and I'm going to have to look up its name.
It is Rio Tamega.
So I'm going to have a little bit of an explore and just take a few random bits of film as I go. As you can see, beautiful blue skies. I've just got a short sleeve t-shirt with a little hoodie on top. I think it's extremely cold back home at the moment, so I'm thankful for that. Right, so I'm going to walk into the town, I think, along this river. Yeah, and this is sort of the centre, so I'm going to wander along the river and see what I find. And here, just so that you know where you are, the town sign, Amaranta.
No, Amarante.
Oops. And here's that lovely yellow building I spotted over the other side. It's amazing, what looks like pavements here, and yet all the traffic is sort of heading up here and then going down what look like pathways, but clearly not. I can get around there into what looks like a sort of like a village, not village, town square, but traffic's going around there. And down where I was just walking by the side of the river, this car's going down there as well. There's a car park, but it's just that this looks more like a pavement to me than a road. Anyway, back to the lovely yellow building over here. I will see if I can find out what it is. So going further down the river. Oh, I have just put my knee up on a bench, and guess what? I've put it straight into a puddle. There we go, lovely, lovely wet patch on my knee. So over here, what looks like a sort of town square, and then this is where we have this beautiful church.
It's the church and monastery of São Gonçalo, who is the patron saint of Amarante.
Some really beautiful buildings around here. This, I think, might be a restaurant. Got chairs outside, and there's this beautiful church. I'm not sure whether this is all one or whether there are actually two churches here. Right on the river. And so far, my very, very brief look at Amaranta. I do like it. I love these as well. There are several of them around. The traditional Portuguese style of tile. This beautiful old bench right on the river. Sit here and while away the hours if you wanted to. So that's one, which is very nice. And the leaves still bare for the winter months. I think spring will arrive here very soon, and with a burst and a flourish much sooner than it will back home in England. So I'm very grateful to be here at this time of year to sort of experience it, to feel weather. Portugal in winter, it is a good place to be. And I've had a few rainy days, but yeah. That's marking the half hour. I have to say, hearing the church bells, partly having been brought up Catholic, but also connected with hearing the call to prayer when I lived in the Middle East. I love it because it's a few moments when you can just stop and reflect and just be right in the present moment, rather than rushing around doing whatever you're doing or worrying about what you're worrying about. Myself to just breathe in and hold it and then let your breath out. Yeah, and we should all do that more. And the church bells marking the hour and then marking the half hour, similar to the Islam call to prayer. I really like it. And here's another one of those benches. That's quite a pretty picture, actually, isn't it? With the blue and the yellow building on the other side of the river. Let me just go in and see what this one is. Again, I think I might have to get Google Translate to translate that for me. But it's very pretty. And I'm really taken with that yellow building. I like yellow. Yeah, so this church that I could see from down by the river looks like it is a separate church. And then it started raining, and because there wasn't any rain on the forecast, I didn't bring my raincoat. I've just got my hoodie, and it's pouring down and I'm soaked. So that's sort of the end of my first little bit of video of Amarante. Ciao. But here are a couple of photos that I managed to take before the rain set in. A lovely little florist that I've seen on a few YouTube channels, and also this nice covered viewing platform looking out over the river from higher up in the town. Hello, bon dia. It's a rather rainy and not very warm Sunday morning, and I'm back in Amarante. I look brilliant here, don't I? I'm actually off to meet someone, a fellow YouTuber, and I'll tell you more about that later. See you soon. And I'm heading across the bridge to a cafe, and I think that might be it. There, not sure. But anyway, going across the bridge, and apparently I've read it's good luck to walk across this bridge, so I'm going to do that. Okay, a little bit about the bridge. It's called Pont de São Gonçalo, and São Gonçalo is the patron saint of the town. The original bridge was built in the 13th century, wooden, I think. It was destroyed by a flood in 1763, and then it was replaced with a granite bridge in 1790, and then in 1809 it was the site of a battle, part of the Napoleonic Wars, known as the Peninsular War in 1809. Okay, heading across the bridge. Let's have a look down river or up river, whichever way that is. And down the other side. Ah yes, that is the cafe that I'm heading to, just there. I think I mentioned that it's supposed to be lucky to walk over this bridge. Well, I wonder if that's connected to the fact that apparently São Gonçalo, the patron saint of the town, is supposedly
the patron saint of helping single women to find husbands. Interesting. A couple of hours later, and it has remained a wet, misty, murky sort of day, but I'm still having a little walk along the river here. So I'm going to turn this round and show you. I'm going to explore just a little bit more of Amarante. As I've said before, my intention isn't to do like a sort of tourist guide to the place. It's about getting a feel for whether this is a place in Portugal that I'd like to live. And I must say, even in the rain, I do like it. It's not a big city, and it's not sort of overrun by expats, you know, all us foreigners who come and live here. It's still largely a very Portuguese place. Right, I've just had a lovely couple of hours chatting to Suzi, and her channel is called Dream Life Portugal. So she's a single older woman, not as old as me, but older. I say single, but actually she has a lovely, lovely new man in her life. His name is George, so I met him as well. And we've had a great chat. There go the bells again. Let's see what time it is. I'm not quite sure what that was. I'll have to look on my phone and decide. I'm just going to stop and take a photo of this because it is rather nice. Right, yes, so Suzi lives about, I would say, about 3 to 4 hours, 3 hours across Portugal, much closer to the Spanish border. And she has come across just to chat with me, which is absolutely amazing. And I really, really appreciate it. I mean, she and George, neither of them have been to this part of Portugal before, so they've made a little trip of it. But she said that the sort of inspiration was my little fledgling channel, because she found that even when she sort of upped sticks and came across here, she was in her early 50s, a few years ago, and people were going, you know, sort of, oh, that's so brave at your age. And the fact that I am aiming to do the same thing and being significantly older than Suzi, she says is inspirational to her. So I feel really rather chuffed by that. It's lovely to think that you can be an inspiration to someone. Yeah, and in a way, actually in a big way, that's sort of something I want to do with this channel. Just want to chart my journey, and if I can, I'm just going to turn around and put this part of the town behind me there, and if I can, you know, inspire anyone to just make changes if life is less than what you want it to be. You know, if you are content with everything in your life, that is wonderful. But a lot of us aren't. We sort of drift into our later years, and I don't quite know how to express it. I mean, maybe you could tell me how you feel about later life, whether you're perfectly content, whether there are things that you wish you'd done, and if there are, could you still do them? you know, I mean, I wanted to travel a lot after I left school, but that didn't happen for a number of reasons. So I always said that I would do it when I got to the other end of my life. So here I am, and I'm trying to do that. I'd like to know how you feel. Do you have the means to be in life where you really want to be? Drop me a comment. Thanks. Just thought I'd show you the traditional pavement and road surface here, which is called calçada, and it's made up of little square pieces of granite, and it gets very, very slippy when it's wet, and as you can see, also a bit of a hazard if you ever risk wearing heels. Okay, so on this side of the bridge I came across these signs which set out what traffic is allowed to use the bridge. So most restrictions are on sábados, domingos e feriados. So that's Saturdays, Sundays and festivals and holidays. So this says that you can load and unload from 7 to 11 and from 6 to 8, and that also that residents of a certain road can use it. And public transport. So that basically was the extent of my exploring Amarante, and as I headed home the weather changed completely. Which way are we heading today, Obi? This way? This looks like an English summer's day. Look at that. It's about 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. It's warm and it's February. So that's it from me for now. Ciao. See you on the next one.